Hello and welcome along to another episode of this Cricket 19 career with me, Daniel. It's episode 38 and today we play our last T20 game before the first class season resumes. As promised, we're back for the game against Somerset as we head to Taunton for the big match. We've been in decent form overall in the competition and you can see we're up in third place in the standings at the moment. We played 3 more T20 matches off camera as the T20 Blast competition obviously goes through pretty quickly. So let's go and have a look at the standings and the 3 games we played off camera, and as we haven't had a look at it for a while, we'll also go and take a look at our selection status. So let's go and find the 3 games we last played. Of course, we're not in Pool A, so we need to go to Pool B, and if we just go back to the last game we played, I think that was the Worcestershire one on camera, wasn't it? So then Warwickshire was the game after that, the side at the bottom of the standings at the moment. We won by 6 wickets at Edgbaston. It was a really comfortable display in the end, probably not one of our best ones though. We didn't have much of an impact in the game. So Warwickshire went first, we didn't take a wicket or even get a chance to bowl, and in the second innings we got out for a 4-ball duck. New Zealand international Trent Boult bowling us. So our biggest failure of the season so far, but our side got there in 18 overs, a few other players helping us out there. Jack Leaning being a star with 60 not out, he's been a bit of a superstar this season. Then the following game we won against Sussex by 8 wickets, this time at home at Headingley. Jofra Archer got a couple of wickets, but we were not out on 48. 2 of the top order batsmen, both Edward and Brook out for ducks, but myself and Leaning again came to the rescue. Jack Leaning with an unbeaten century, and we have 48 not out after a pretty decent first innings to restrict Sussex. So let's just go and see if we bowled at all there. We did 3 overs for 29 runs. It was probably the most expensive we've ever been in any form, but in the end it didn't matter too much as we comfortably reached our total. Then the following game we played against Worcestershire again. This was the return game from the last one on camera. Unfortunately, it's been our first defeat for a long time as we lost by 5 wickets in the end. They're down the standings as well, so they've not had the best season, and although we were a little bit expensive, we did do okay with the ball. So firstly, we didn't do great with the bat, just 11 off 10 runs as we struggled to 167, and in the second innings our first 2 overs went for over 30, and the main reason is we were set to bowl in the opening power play, and with 2 fielders outside the circle, it was an absolute field day for the batsman. Not the job for a part-timer, and it got proven there as we didn't do too well. We took 2 in 2 balls in the end though. Hamish Rutherford bowled for 44 off 36, and then we took Twahik, I presume that's pronounced. We got him off the next ball for a duck, finishing with 2 for 37, so a pretty good comeback actually, but again very poor economy, something that's not been associated with us. It is something that has changed a lot since we went up to veteran difficulty, but of course we had our most economical game on camera, so that was a little bit of a strange one as well. So a little bit mix and match in terms of form. We're certainly not quite as consistent as we were early on, but we are still scoring a fair few runs, and our average is pretty good for the season, as we still look a threat to take a wicket too. So it is pretty close up there with the top 4, and a win today would certainly set us on our way. So we're going to go and get into the game against Somerset in a moment, after having a quick look at our selection status. So let's just see where we are. Of course we've been put in the Sheffield Shield, and we're still listed as a fringe member, which is surprising. Of course we got offered the captaincy in that competition, so I'm not sure why if we're just a fringe member. But something else has drawn my eye here. We're a long way off for the Tour of Pakistan in the ODI series, and for the Test series as well. So we could be an England batsman by the end of this season. That could be a fantastic achievement. We're a core member of the T20 side, and we're expecting selection for some of the other T20 competitions, but unfortunately the IPL is still no chance, though of course T20 cricket's much newer to us. We've been playing in first class and one-day cricket since the end of last season, whereas the T20 tournament is our first month or 2. So let's go and get into this game against Somerset, a Pool B evening match at Taunton, and of course we're both in our T20 Blast outfits, as we're playing on a soft grassy pitch, a surface we haven't come up against in a while. We've had a few dry and dusty ones recently, but a soft grassy pitch will be interesting. Let's see how we adapt to the different conditions. We're back for the toss here against Somerset, and we've made the call our skipper. Of course he's a bowler and he has shown a tendency to bowl first, so let's see what he goes for here. Of course the soft grassy pitch may change his decision, but I'm not sure what impact it will have. He's chosen to bat first, so we are going to face the first ball, and we'll be back in a moment to do so, hoping we can put on a decent display. First ball of the innings we're facing, it's the right armour around the wicket, short ball outside off, and we try to beat the offside field, but unfortunately the man at cover point gets there, and then we've got overthrows. We're going to get 4 off the first ball, despite hitting it straight to the fielder. Brilliant stuff as we gifted 4 runs. What a fantastic start to the match. Didn't even see it coming at first. There's plenty of space on that leg side for the shot, but we didn't need it as the fielder threw it there. So again we go for the same area. Let's hope we get the same outcome, shall we? We don't. This time he manages to hit the stumps, but we were comfortably back in our crease. 4 off 2 balls, and although we're not in the best form ourselves, and we haven't actually scored a run off our bat yet, Edward's been pretty poor at the other end as well. He's struggled for runs all year. This one's going to go to the leg side. It's just about cut off by the fielder in the deep. Brilliant running around from square, and in the end we're restricted to just 2. Halfway through the over then, and after the early gift we're trying to make runs off the bat. This one's going to run away to the boundary for 4. Really good shot to that vacant area on the leg side, and it's 10 runs off the first 4 deliveries, 6 of them coming off the bat. Final ball of the over, a dot ball with the penultimate one. This one's away perfectly to the leg side though. His line drifted yet again despite coming around the wicket, and we make it 14 off the first over, 2 boundaries off the bat and 1 from the fielder's arm. Mason Edwards gone for the cautious approach. Oh, we dropped in the slips. Hold the phone a minute, we edged at that one, but thankfully it was dropped. It was an easy catch. What I was going to say is Edwards took the easy approach. He got a single at the first ball after getting out for a duck a couple of times recently, but we almost followed on 14 there. We've been given a lifeline we probably don't deserve. We swing at that one and miss it as well. This bowler Overton's causing us all sorts of trouble. It's not Craig Overton, who obviously played for England recently, but he seems to be causing a similar amount of trouble. This one's a full one on the stumps though. How on earth did that miss? We didn't get any connection with the bat, and somehow it missed the stumps. 3 deliveries faced, and this over's caused us all sorts of trouble. How we're still in, I have no idea, but we've had the lifelines we didn't deserve. A quicker delivery, which we managed to get onto. I'm not sure if it'll go all the way to the boundary. I think it might be cut off, but in the end it does just trickle over the rope. 4 more runs to let us off the leash. 5 runs off the over, and it's been a really good one from the bowler. You can see the difference when they're coming around the wicket, and the quicker bowlers we really struggle with. This one's wide outside off though, and we're going to try and edge through for a single, although that might have been a bad idea. Edward just about makes it, and after the second over we're 20 without loss. 2 overs gone, and we're back to our favoured bowler here. This one at the stumps we flick away. Just going to be a scramble for a single. Wasn't the best shot, and there probably wasn't a run. We get away with it though. Edward's back on strike, and hopefully he'll start to play more fluently. Well, Edward managed to get himself out for just 1 off 4 balls. We've got Overton in and we've gone for the big shot. He didn't get the aerial route we intended, but it went to the side of the fielder for 4. Thankfully there was no one in that vacant region, and although we didn't get the height we needed, we did manage to still get a boundary. Harry Brook at the other end on 4 off 2. He's trying to get into some form himself, so let's see if we can go for a big one this time. We don't quite connect with it again. It's an early shot, but we're going to get at least 1, and I think we'll get back for a second there as well. A really good start for us personally in this innings, although we've certainly had plenty of scares from this bowler. We're 31 for 1 though, and that's all that matters. We're going to go for the big one again, of course. We don't connect. Is the fielder going to get there? It just beats him again. Not quite fine enough to find the man there, and it goes for 4 runs. Yet another boundary that's undeserved. Halfway through the over, and as we've struggled so much to defend Overton, we've just gone big instead. That one we're not going to be as lucky with. It does just bounce before the fielder though, and we get back in our crease after cancelling the run. How we're still in, I have no idea, but we'll take every bit of luck we can get. We've run to 29 despite some streaky shots, and at least it won't be a failure if we do get out. It's a full delivery onto the stumps, beats the outside edge again. Overton causing all sorts of trouble. I just cannot work out how we've not got out. Final ball of the over. Is it going to be on leg stump? It is, and we just beat the infielder again. I think he's going to cut it off before it reaches the boundary, but we'll finish the over with another 2 runs. We're facing the seamer again as he continues for his 3rd over, despite being really poor in terms of economy. I guess he did get the wicket as Brooks started with a single, and we've managed to get 2 runs at the other end. In fact, we're going to make it back for 3 pretty easily. It takes Harry Brook 3 more deliveries to add another run. We're back for the penultimate ball of the over, and we've made up for it by crashing it away. And I think this one will just make it. The fielder's making one hell of an effort to get around, and in fact he gets there, to be fair to him, but it is going to be another comfortable 3. 5 overs gone, it's spin for the first time. Harry Brook sees off a couple of deliveries, not too many runs from his bat. This one straight to the fielder, and we're starting to get a little frustrated. I think we might have to go for a more aggressive stroke. It's the final over of the power play, and I think the only way to beat the infield with the spinner is to try and go over the top. Hopefully we can get the height on it, so let's go and give it a go, shall we? We're trying to go big. Oh, he's bowled us. That is absolutely awful. Why did we lose our discipline like that? We were on a decent score and flying along, and that is an absolutely woeful attempt at a shot. It's a pretty pathetic effort in truth, and unfortunately we've managed to undo our hard work. 37 off 22 deliveries, really good start for us in that one, and we could have been on for yet another big score, but we lost our discipline when it mattered most. Jack Leaning, I'm sure, will come to the rescue again, and we'll be back in a moment if we get to bowl. Well, I'm quite nervous now. We mentioned our economy in recent matches, and we've been brought back in during the power play again. Rather worryingly, that suggests that most of the other batsmen are struggling to keep to 10 and over, as otherwise why would we keep getting picked here? So let's go and have a look at what score they're chasing. They're on 22 for 1 after 3 overs. Yorkshire actually made it to 184 for 2. Harry Brook in at the end on 85, and Jack Leaning unbeaten on 58. So Fisher's got 1 for 11 already. We're now in at the other end to the left-hander, and I've been daring and not put the second man on the boundary, as that seemed to tempt more big shots last time. I say as they've got a streaky edge through to the leg side. The offside, down at Fine Gully, and unfortunately it's come back and it's going to be 2. A good start to the over for Somerset. Third ball of the over after finding a dot last time round. Can we get him tucked up in the body? He goes big again. Is that an edge? I think we've got a wicket there, have we? It's given. We've taken a wicket with our third ball, and maybe that's why we're giving it in the power play. That threat of a wicket, I don't know if they'll challenge. It was certainly a very thin edge, but I think he's going to walk. Brilliant take by the wicket keeper, and we bowled Eddie Byron for 17. Now, I don't know if you noticed there, but he sort of suggested that Gary Balance was the wicket keeper. Not sure I've ever seen him do that in real life, but we're going to bowl the flighted one at the stumps. Big shot away, it's going to be 4, and it's the area we would have had our second man in the deep, so I'm a little bit disappointed we didn't change the field. The right-handers always go a bit more aggressive, but unfortunately it wasn't to be on this occasion. 1 for 6 off 4 balls, certainly not the worst start. We've just got to make sure we don't concede another. This one's a dot ball with just 1 left in the over, and we'll finish with the top spinner that's often successful. Here we go then, top spinner to finish. Again, that sort of full length, so let's see if we can trap him in the crease. We can, he's just got a tickle on it at the end, but he's straight to the fielder. 1 for 6 off the first over. Second over to O'Brien then. We're trying to keep things aggressive still. He's 7 off 6 as Somerset have moved to 32 for 2. He's gone for a big one as he edged that. I'm not sure, I think it might have been off the pad, and that will have connected outside off, so no need for us to use up our challenge. We're going to go for a standard off breaker now, after going for the flighted one to start, and just outside off seemed to have worked, although this one's run away for 4. Beats the leg gully fielder over his head, and unfortunately we've conceded a boundary again. Let's see if we can find something a bit different. We're going to go for a flighted one again actually. I just want to try and get that line perfect. If you go too narrow they go for the big sweep. That's got to be out though, surely that's LB. Hit him straight in front, and I can't imagine that's not hitting. We're going to have to challenge, I'm afraid. It's something I don't do very often, but let's see if it's going to be hitting. We'll go through the appeal process. No ball of course. Absolutely fair delivery. Is there going to be an edge on it? Didn't look like it went anywhere near the bat at all. Let me know what you think the decision's going to be. Did it connect with him just too far outside off? We've got a lot of spin on the delivery now. I just don't quite know where it hit him. The more I look at it, oh, it's miles outside off. I don't think it got an edge on it, but that's not going to be out, I'm afraid. Let's have a look at the ball tracking just to make sure. It pitched in line, but there's so much spin on it that the impact is now umpire's call, and then it's gone and missing the wickets. So apologies to our skipper for wasting the challenge, but unfortunately I don't do it very often, and on this occasion it wasn't a good call. The positives is we had a dot ball, of course, so let's go for the wrong un this time. Try and throw it a little wider just to confuse the batsman. He goes for the big one and it's gone straight through. I went up for the appeal immediately, but the wicket keeper dropped it. I saw it had the little edge on it, but unfortunately the keeper didn't take the catch. An off breaker with 2 balls left, and of course we'll finish with a top spinner as usual. The slightly wider line is working. That one's got to be out. It's caught by the keeper who went flying in the air, and it's 2 wickets in our first 2 overs, and we've been pretty economical as well. A fantastic start as we get O'Brien for 11, and again it's definitely Gary Balance keeping wicket. He's got his man for 11. Final ball and it's green to face it. We'll go for the top spinner as we brought Somerset to 36 for 3. We've really got ourselves in control of this game as they go for a big one down the ground, and I think he might get 4 with his first ball. He does, but it's still a pretty decent over. It's our 3rd over and we're outside the power play now, so we spread to our usual T20 field, plenty of catches in the deep, and of course the Somerset run rate required is very high. They're 45 for 3, and although we've been a little expensive, 2 for 14 off our 2 overs, we've managed to take the key wickets. That's going to put scoreboard pressure on as they get a single off the first delivery. Let's throw the wrong end into green. He of course did well off the top spinner at the end of the last over. Really attacked his first ball but hasn't scored many since. And this one's going to be a dot ball as well. Straight to the man at deep mid on. Well, this is remarkable as Am started with a single and we've had 4 dot balls to green since. Now 139 required off 73. We'll finish with the top spinner which he scored 4 off last time. We'll throw it a little bit wider in a hope he'll go down the offside. He doesn't, he manages to get it down to deep forward mid wicket, but he gets it back very quickly. Just a single to finish the over. Only 2 runs conceded, really economical, and we're 2 for 16 off our first 3. Well, we're back after 15 overs for our final one of our spell. We're coming back to bowl 1 over on its own. 110 for 4 now Somerset. Needs 75 off 30. They're going at just over 7 and over. Their required rate's almost 15. And we've got a switch hit to start as we keep the same field. But it's going to be a dot ball. The perfect start for us. Let's throw in the wrong and then it can't do any harm at this point. We're going to put a bit of added bounce on it as well, something we quite often like to do. They've gone big to the leg side, there's 2 men out there, but I think he's just evaded them and he's going to be lucky and get 4. Not the worst outcome as we did create a catching opportunity, but unfortunately he just managed to split the fielders. So back to the standard off break one, and a flighted delivery and a top spinner to finish. Again he's gone big, he's not quite going to get the catch, but it goes straight to the fielder in the deep, and it's just going to be 1 more run. 2 balls left, it's 70 required off 26, and we've got the newer batsman on strike now. Abel's got 4 off 5, so we're going to flight this first one in, and then we'll go for the top spinner to finish as always, trying to get a catching opportunity. Very defensive shot from the new batsman, they're certainly not going to win playing like that. The top spinner to finish, hopefully it'll bring a bit of aggression out of him, although we'll take another dot ball to be honest, and that's exactly what we've got. What an anticlimax that's been. I doubt they'll get 70 off 24. Well, to be fair, Somerset made a pretty good go of it, and Green must have been waiting for us to get out of the attack. He finished on 70 not out after 46 balls, really gave a good fist of it, but in the end our overs were crucial, keeping things pretty economical. We also get player of the match for contributing 37 with the bat, got our side off to a decent start, despite the heroics of a couple of others, and then we managed to take 2 wickets, more than anyone else in this game, so the soft grassy conditions really suiting us, as we managed to find a way to take wickets. So a really good display yet again, and back to form on camera. I obviously just naturally lose a little bit of concentration when I'm not playing to people. I find it a little bit harder to get motivated. But on the big stage we've turned up yet again, and hopefully we can take that form into the first class season. So let's go back to the career hub quickly, and we'll see when we'll be back for the next episode. Well, we're back and we've got our first class game against Sussex coming up. The likes of Chris Jordan and Jofra Archer to be faced there. And then there's 3 more games from the T20 Blast before the finals presumably if we get there, and then back to the end of the first class season. So I'll play this game against Sussex off camera and then show you one of the last 3 games from the T20 Blast group stages. Hopefully that'll be an entertaining one, as so many of the T20s have been this season. But if you did enjoy this episode and that good performance with bat and ball, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Of course, we did lose our discipline a little with the bat, getting frustrated by the spinner, but overall we set a decent platform for our side, and we did just enough as we restricted them with the ball. Subscribe to the channel for 3 episodes a week from this Cricket 19 career, every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday at midday. We'll continue with that schedule until the release of FM20, but we'll continue with 2 episodes every week, with the Thursday slot dropping out. Speaking of FM20, if you didn't see our episode on Saturday about it, please do go back and catch up. We spoke about our plans for the game, some reaction to feature announcements, more of the niche ones that haven't been spoken about so much, and also there's a couple of votes in there so you can help shape some of the content on the channel next year. There's also daily FM19 content in the meantime. There's episodes every Sunday to Thursday at 4:30 from our Torquay United story. We're trying to take them to the top of English and European football, and we're chasing that elusive Champions League trophy. And then finally, we're in the last event of our Snooker 19 career. That's on Fridays at 4:30. We're trying to finish with the ultimate glory of winning the Snooker World Championship, so come and join along to find out how we get on, to see if we can make it a run to the final. But a massive thanks for watching this one and your continued support with the series as always. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time for another important episode as we finish the T20 Blast season.